Welcome to your next step up the self-publishing mountain.
I'm Matilda Swift, author of quintessentially British cozy mysteries.
And I'm Samantha Cummings, author of young adult books about magic, myths and monsters.
I've written the books,
Changed their covers,
tweaked their blurbs,
tried tools from a dozen ads courses.
and I'm still not seeing success.
Now, we're working together to plot and plan our way from barely making ends meet to pulling in a living wage.
Join us on our journey where we'll be mastering the pen to snag that paycheck.
Hello and welcome to Pen to Paycheck Authors Podcast. I'm Samantha Cummings, here with my co-host Matilda Swift, and we're here to write our way to financial success. We're two indie authors with over a dozen books between us and still a long way to go towards the quit the day job dream. If that sounds familiar, listen along for our Mastery Through Missteps journey. Each week we cover a topic to help along the way. This week's topic is social media. But before we get into that, what are your wins and fringes of the week?
My first whinge is that I just noticed that I didn't swap our names, so thank you for reading this in the correct order. But
No
that
problem.
is like
I'm
nothing in comparison to the rest of my week. I have had such a roller coaster of a week that they need a new word for it. Like, roller coasters are envious of my week because I've had so many ups and downs. So this was the big exciting week that I got my book club and could not have had a more catastrophic failure. Book club was fine. I set up other deals around it. And then when my countdown deal went in progress, I set one up for the UK and the US. On the UK, I checked the deal. It's in action. Fine. I checked the US store. Nothing. It's sort of showing full price. And I contact the help, Amazon help, quote unquote help, many times. And they keep lying in different ways about like, oh, you've already had a countdown deal, so you can't have another one. Not true, because otherwise I wouldn't have set one up. Oh, you can't see it because you're in the UK. Oh, I can see it. Here's a screenshot of the deals. Like, either you Photoshop that, or actually what I think has happened is you've taken a picture of the UK where I've told you the deal is working. Anyway, I could have this for a long time because I've got a lot of anecdotes now about speaking to Amazon help. I know all the ways to contact them now, so that's helpful for me in future, but they were not helpful. So I had a countdown deal set up for a week. They were not able to do anything at all for the entire week to rectify the fact that the deal showed as in progress on my dashboard and just nothing was changing with the price. It's like some sort of technical problem that apparently the entire Amazon tech team was working on from the sounds of it. Not true, but that's how they made it sound. Didn't get fixed. So I had lost the money. Basically, I spent hundreds of dollars on BookBub deal. I feel really glad now that BookBub's made the deals cheaper because they've got more in every one. Also, BookBub were nice about it. Like, I had to pay to run it again, but they will let me run it again at another date without having to go through the application process again. So lovely. And basically what that means is I can make back the money that I lost and then break even. So good, I guess. But yeah, so that was a real low, and it came with like just at the same time as other things that I wouldn't really have noticed or been bothered by. Like someone left a rubbish comment on one of my ads about like, oh, didn't really love the book or something, and then I was like checking doing my new series, and it wasn't as much as I wanted it to be, or I was like, oh, maybe it's. And another week I would have been like, oh, it's fine because the books have been come out quite quickly, so I think it's gonna take time for people to read through them, and it was just like it felt like a pile on, as in it didn't feel that bad, but like it just felt like one thing after another, and I was like, oh, it was horrible. And I hate things that I can't control, and I just could not control the Amazon thing. And I kept getting messages from like the different people I got deals with being like, oh, your book's not discounted, are we gonna have to remove it from the thing? I was like, yes, I guess. And the Amazon people were nice. They BookBub people were nice about it, like in terms of back and forth about we can't do anything, but here's what we can do next time, and get something else set up. But it just took up so much of my week, which I didn't really have time to do. So absolute low points, and just it magnified other kind of tiny things that were annoying that week. But absolute high points. I hit another target, like in my contract on my co-written book last week. So I finished the first draft, and we had a meeting about it this week. We've got plans for the next draft, which I'm going to try and do really quickly before I go to Greece, which is in a couple of weeks. I'm looking forward to that holiday. I had a good chat about that. And then everything got fixed with my door where the truck crashed into it a few months ago. So that is finally done. I got a bit of lino in the hallway replaced with like bright pink lino, so it looks fantastic. So that's all done, and that really sort of freed me up to get on with some other DIY in my house. So I've been like painting and putting up mirrors. I painted a whole wall. I'm going to finish designing it this evening and like put some things on there. So that's really positive and energizing. I met up with our mutual friend today. That was lovely. And also this weekend, I had planned to plan out the novella that I'm going to write when I'm in Greece. And I have some minutes spare in my dictation app. I'm using Otter AI. Had some minutes spare left over from dictating the co-written novel. And I dictated the plan. And I dictated 8,500 words of the plan, had the whole thing in place. And it's a novella, so it felt relatively easy to keep it in my head all at once. That took basically an afternoon and then the next morning. Done. And then I was like, oh, maybe I should also start planning the book 4 in the series, which I have to start after the novella. I've already planned half of that. I've just, and again, dictated 8,500 words. That was this weekend. Done. So ups and downs, real swings and roundabouts this weekend, or this week in general. But I'm glad I've had some positive things this week, and it was so nice to be able to like chat in the Discord about the horrible things and just get other people being, supportive, but also not even just supportive and helpful, but just like being there and saying like, these things happen. Don't let yourself get bothered by like Amazon. You can't control it. It's not your fault. Which was helpful because I think I can really remember back like times where other bad things have happened. I've had no one to talk to about it, and it felt, depth of despair, sort of horrible, and I felt really powerless. So it's been lovely this week to just be able to like go in there and moan to other people.
Yeah.
But yes, lots of feelings this week. I've had like a year's worth of feelings in 1 week. So I'm ready to go to Greece and relax. How about you?
I haven't had such an up and down week. I've had just generally a great week. I was away in Harrogate last week, which is why the podcast video looks like it was filmed on a potato because it was on my laptop. And instead of my good computer. I had a great week. I spent like most of the week just eating good food and walking a lot. Me and my ghost boyfriend always walk loads when we're in Harrogate. And I was reading through the books that I'm going to start editing in May and making notes about like what my editing plan's going to be. And it felt like that was where my life was supposed to be. Like whenever I go there, that's like the place where I really want to live and be like my successful author self. Like I really see myself living there. I love Yorkshire. And it's just like, it's just like my spiritual home. I can't explain it. I just love it there so much.
It's also not technically nearer to me, but like easier to get to and nicer to visit than where you live now, which is like, because you live where I went to school, which I don't want to go back and visit.
Yeah, definitely. When I move there, which I will, we'll be able to do our meetups, like probably easier. Yeah. Yeah. It was just great. And I did a lot of work. I've been working a lot on working on a secret-ish, but not so secret website for the podcast. So I've been doing a lot of work on that. And that's been really fun because obviously I'm trying to do this side hustle of website stuff. And it's just nice to do a self-made project doing that. Reminding myself that like I know how to do it. Like I really like it. What else have I put on my little list? My edits are going well. Oh, I've also had a great week this week. So I'll talk about this more soon in this episode because it's going to be about this episode. But I have been playing around with social media and some paid ads on Instagram. And as I currently have some 99p deals on my books, I've been getting a few like reads and purchases, and so my ranking has gone up. So both my first and second book in my young adult werewolf fantasy series were top 100, like well within the top 100 for most of the week for the subcategories, which for me is like amazing.
Phenomenal.
Because
that's really good.
Like really nice to see that they're doing well in the subcategories, and just in general, like they haven't got a lot of reviews because I'm still kind of building up, but it's just nice to see what you can get when you put a bit of money into it, which obviously we'll talk about very soon. And my whinge of the week is just that the month is almost over. And I don't understand how. And all of my plans for this year was like, oh, I'll do this week, this week. And then when it gets to May, like it'll be great. I'll just be doing this one thing. But no, everything is landed on my desk this week. I've got to go back to my cover designer about my September release because we need to start doing the designs for that. My formatter has sent me the document for my May release to proofread, but I'm also trying to get my editing plan set up for the 1st of May as well. So it's like, I feel like everything is just like, oh, everything you were working on is now on your desk. Like
Yeah.
you were juggling and now you dropped them all and now you have to like figure out how to rejuggle them. So that's my whinge, is just that I'm just at the point that I didn't want to be, which is the point that I was
Okay. But you'll
constantly
get
trying
through
to
it.
avoid. It's not,
Yeah.
it's actually not a lot of work. It's just, for me, I like to spread things out. Just otherwise my brain feels a little bit like jumbled up. But yeah, it's just,
I have got an extra win to add.
Out. Okay, let's hear your win.
Yes, and that, because you reminded me, I decided to try and, pull victory from the jaws of defeat this week, and I had been contemplating for a while recovering my first series, which is my longest series, and both in terms of like number of books, but also the books are longer. So if I could get it to advertise well, it would make its money back much more easily than my other series. Which, like, my new series is currently it's only 3 books and they are short, so it's very hard to break even on the ads. But this series, if I could get it to be even vaguely good, like the ads would pay for themselves. But the covers are fine, but they're just not gripping enough for ads. And so my cover design is actually quite cheap, and she's done my 2 other series. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to see if I can put a little bit of money that is going to actually, if it brings the cost of my ads down enough, it would pay for itself quite quickly, and just test a new book cover on book 1. And she's lovely, and she's always very fast. I sent through a draft today. It's not quite right. I've got some edits, but she'll easily make those as well. So I feel really, and I felt excited when I saw it. I felt like, oh, it's cute. And I can see how it just needs a few tweaks to be really good. So yeah, that feels like a really positive thing, and leads us into our discussion. So today we are talking about social media. And we're talking about both organic and paid use. So both at kind of different stages with social media, and focus on different things, which I think is interesting, because this year we're trying to look at making a strategy. And I think this is a good point at which our tactics diverge and will help inform like our strategies. So just start by saying, like, what have you been doing on social media? You mentioned a little bit about ads, but I know that's not your primary thing that you do on that.
Yeah, that was just a knee-jerk kind of, I'm gonna do a boosted post on Instagram, because I'm kind of phasing into some ad stuff. But at the moment, for the last almost 5 months now, I have been definitely just focused on organic reach on social media, and I've been doing Instagram and TikTok, and I currently have 3 accounts on TikTok, which I'm posting to every day, and trying to post to my Instagram every day. And yeah, I'm putting different things on different accounts. So my Instagram account, I'm really focused on just like nice graphics, reels, like whatever kind of floats my boat on Instagram. I don't feel like Instagram is the best place for me, but I enjoy it. Like it's my most social platform. So that's the place where I leave comments, people message me on it. It's definitely the most back and forth with other people, and I really enjoy scrolling, and I get a lot of inspiration from Instagram. So I kind of use Instagram as a playground, I'm going to say, because I know a lot of people find social media really stressful and like overthink it, but I've definitely been not doing that this year on Instagram. I've been just having such a play with it and enjoying what I'm posting and testing things and trying like hashtags or no hashtags, and it's been so unstressful. It's been really nice. And I think it's because I don't expect it to convert anyone. I don't expect to convert readers on Instagram. I'm looking for just like a bit of back and forth, maybe some comments, getting reach with my stories and things. So that's been really nice. TikTok, I have been trying definitely more to figure out how to convert. I did set up a TikTok shop, but I have not got anything in the shop at the moment because I ran out of like paperback copies. So I thought I'll just kind of put it on the back burner. But for TikTok, I've been definitely using it more, well, less as a fun place to be and more of a very what's the word I'm looking for? Intentional posts. Trying to stick to, because at the start of the year we did that the little fun game where we just posted to TikTok 3 times a day, tried to do the same posts over and over again to try and build momentum, and I've been sticking to that, and I'm still doing that. I'm doing 2 posts a day and just the same types of posts, and playing like that kind of game of trying to tell the algorithm what to expect and who to bring to my account. And I've been really enjoying that. I've also been doing an account where I'm just posting quotes from my books, like Kate Hall tells people to do. And it's not getting me very far right now, but I'm enjoying trying. So yeah, I'm just, and then I've got like an account where I just post myself lip syncing to like quotes from Buffy and Vampire Diaries and The Craft, and I get quite a good bit of traction on that because that's just my kind of fan account where I'm just being silly. Yeah, and so instead of doing like a lot of adverts and things, I'm spreading myself out, like casting a wide net to see what happens organically.
Yeah, and I think that sounds unintentional, but I think it's useful to go back to what you're saying, like you're TikToking intentionally. Like I think because I obviously see a lot of your posts, and it's almost like you're doing a lot of like iteration. So you're trying something, if it works, you're adding hookier and hookier music. You're adding like not necessarily better graphics, but like graphics that I would assume convert better, like that are like finger snap. You've got to get into this. Like it feels like your videos look more compelling. And presumably that is just part of the process of like making the same thing again and again, is seeing like getting a feeling for what works and what doesn't, even sort of regardless of the algorithm's feedback, because I think TikTok algorithm can be nonsense. Like you could post the same thing twice.
Yeah.
You know, in an A/B test in an imaginary world, and you would not get the same results.
Which I have done recently, and I did not get the same results.
Yeah.
I think that the post that I did, I think it's got over or almost 5,000 views on one post. And then I did some other posts in between, which were kind of similar. And then I thought, I'll just do that post again. Same image, same quotes, and see if it converts again. And it did not convert at all. It was just like 200 views or something. So it's definitely, TikTok is very fickle. It's kind of difficult to figure out what it wants, but also is a lot.
Absolutely hate.
Yeah, but it still inspires me to try. Like I really like the process of picking an image. Like I love sourcing images, so I love the process of sourcing an image, deciding. I kind of like just do the same quotes over and over again, and using the ones that are like reusing the ones that get the most traction. I just really like that process. It feels like it's like fun and creative, but also like I'm not casting a huge net. Like I'm casting a wide net in terms of like where I'm posting, but I'm definitely being intentional with what is going into it. And I feel like that's like it feels fun, and also like I'm doing something that will benefit me in the long run.
Yeah. And I think partly because cozy mystery readers are not generally proportionally a large number of them on TikTok. It felt like when I kind of hit deflation points of just like, oh, I feel like I was learning something and it's getting better, and then nothing's happening. I'm so easily put off by that, because I like to learn stuff, and it feels like on TikTok it's impossible to learn. Even the same, like I've tried like a Kate Hall style account, and I think a lot of the stuff that people talk about that works on TikTok works predominantly for romance. And we talked last week, I think, about hooks, and how I think there's fundamentally quite a different thing we need to be doing that maybe doesn't lend itself to TikTok algorithm, and without really, really kind of being able to master it in some way, which I'm just not going to do. But I have found interesting. I'm doing the TikTok account for the podcast, and it has been really interesting to figure out like how to we get clips given automatically by the program we record in. It generates what it thinks are the best clips, but often they start a little bit slow for TikTok, so I might clip something from the end of the video and put it in the beginning, and it is a useful exercise to try and see like what do I think is going to grip someone really quickly. So I think TikTok is really good for that, and just figuring out like ways in which to interest people, not necessarily grip, it doesn't have to be the word, but like ways to engage people. And I think I do want to return to thinking about that for cozy mysteries, but I think TikTok requires so much persistence and consistency that it needs to be like the primary thing that you do for a while, and I'm just not there now. I do feel like I'm doing that with the podcast social media, so it feels really like kind of I'm keeping up that skill, and I'm still pondering how to kind of get that in place for my own TikToks, but it's not for me right now. So I am focusing on Instagram and Facebook, which I feel like are relatively similar in terms. I'm posting the same things often, but I feel like it's relatively similar in terms of kind of the audience and the way they interact on there. So I don't see a purpose to posting different things. I think I'm getting more engagement on Instagram as a rule. Because I'm posting on like my Facebook page, which just really has poor reach on pages, but useful to try and put stuff on. And we set ourselves the kind of 60-day challenge of, can you post something 3 times a day that would tie into your social object? And it has been really enjoyable to see how much easier that makes it. To be like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, so I'm going to post something, and it can be like I'm trying to be really open with it, and just like, it can be a story, it can be a reel, it can be a picture, but I'm trying to share and be more human, and narrowing it down to like, okay, what are you doing today that's going to be related to tea? Can you make a video of it? And it could just be literally, I post a video of myself like making a pot of tea. What can you post today that's just like connected to your cats? Very easy. They're adorable. But rather than just posting a picture of the cats, I'm often trying to like think of a way to tie it into mysteries and writing and stuff like that. And then also I have my book jewelry, and I've started the saga of the stick, that is made several posts and feels like a really nice, interesting thing to share. Again, I'm not necessarily thinking about it being like a thing for book conversion, but it feels like a nice way to practice engagement online and
Mm.
practice relating as a human, through social media. And so it doesn't feel as uncomfortable as I felt in the past when I share things, because I felt really scattershot of like, is this a thing I'm meant to be sharing? Is this appropriate? Does this
Mhm.
meet my audience's interests? And now it feels really like easy, like just,
Yeah.
oh, anytime I'm coming across something or doing something, I think, oh, I could put this as a post because it belongs to my social objects. So
Yeah.
yes, I have a stick, that is going on a wall that's going to hang my book jewelry from it. So that I'm in fact going to finish it tonight. I've been painting a wall in my house this weekend that's going to go on. It's inspired me to get back into some DIY. So it's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be the world's best stick.
I can't wait to see the final thing. I've been really enjoying doing the social stuff in the stories. I've done a couple of posts, but I'm mostly just sticking to stories because I really like the kind of blog style
Mhm.
of stories and sharing my day to day, and that's been really fun. Like last week, I didn't realize that this might have been my social object the whole time, but I didn't realize it is my dinosaur pajamas, which have caused, I feel,
They're so cool.
the biggest uproar, pun intended, is that how many people commented about my pajamas. So I have these
Mm.
pajamas. This is non-spon, so I'm not being paid to say this. They're from a company called Chelsea Piers, and I got them for Christmas, and they are the cutest pajamas, and they're so soft, and they've just got dinosaurs all over them.
Wait, can you send me a link
And
to the show notes and I'll
I
definitely
will,
take them.
yeah.
Oh, crap.
They are. It's funny. I almost bought them for myself so many times, and then I opened a Christmas present on Christmas Day, and my sister bought them for me.
Oh my goodness.
We're very in sync, but also we're also both on the same algorithm on Instagram, so it's like not surprising because we always send each other videos, and it's like, oh, I've already seen this because we're just showing the same stuff. But it was funny how that one thing, which I was just in my pajamas in the morning because I was on holiday, got so many interactions from people. It made me
I mean, I
realize,
commented, right? Like
yeah,
I was like, "Oh my goodness, I love those pajamas," because they look like grown-up pajamas. I think that's the interesting thing, is like they're kind of in cute pastel colors.
yeah,
They look soft and elegant, but they've got like little outlines of dinosaurs on them, and it
yeah.
just looks like it really captures the emotion of you, of just like,
It's
yeah, I'm a grown-up, I'm stylish, I'm classy, but also I love
incredibly
dinosaurs.
me. And it's funny because I'm going to go off on a tangent. I have a pajama drawer in my dresser because I have so many pajamas. I love pajamas. They're
Me
like one of my
too.
favorite things. And I have always wanted dinosaur pajamas, but I also really want sushi pajamas, and I've been trying to track them down for
Yeah,
years.
I would love some.
So I really want to
I've
get
got
some
sushi
sushi
shop
pajamas.
socks.
I've got sushi socks as well. I feel like maybe pajamas is my next thing, like my
Yeah.
next social thing, which I might try. Could be like a series I start, which is just me in cute pajamas. But it's been really an interesting thing, and I've also been doing tarot readings every morning because I like to do tarot myself, and it's kind of like plays with my whole genre of
Mhm.
being witchy and magical. And that's been really fun as well, and made it really easy just having those
Mm.
things, and like sharing my coffee of the day and how many coffees I'm drinking and what coffee machine I'm using
Yeah,
has
and if you know it's like a thing that you've set an objective to share, it doesn't
yeah
feel weird to share it because like, well, that's my thing. I'm sharing my
Yeah.
coffee post, and like I'm
And
watching your coffee posts, and I'm interested every time. It's
mhm,
great.
I'm loving it. And that's how I feel now that I've been doing TikTok for what month are we in? April, for 4 months straight. I feel like my TikTok is similar in that it feels easy to post because I know exactly what I'm posting every day. I'm not
Hmm.
like going all over the place. But I am in May hopefully going to start doing some paid socials. So even though I've been doing like just organic stuff, I've been doing, this is going against what everybody tells you to do. I've been doing some boosted Instagram posts because it's
Mm.
there, and I just like I know I should plan posts like or plan ads, but sometimes it just is a feeling that I have and I go with it. And I think, how much money do I feel like spending right now just to boost this post and see what happens? So it's kind of just been me dipping a toe into the world of ads and trying and see what happens without putting pressure on me to be actually doing like
Mm.
actual research, because I really need to ease myself into it. It's a mental and spiritual state that I can't just jump into.
I think that again goes back to our idea of like picking strategies and so like
Hmm.
aligning your tactics with that. Like you couldn't just jump into saying, okay, I'm gonna make ads the center of my strategy. I love data. I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I was chatting this week with the cozy author who writes as Mona Marple, and we were talking about ads, and we because we both did the Nicholas Eric course,
Hmm.
and she was saying, oh, I feel really like there's so much data in it. And I was like, I love that about it. That feels like the best thing about it. I think for me, the thing that I don't love is like that it requires so much attention to get started, like so much testing. And obviously it still is subject to the capriciousness of social media. And they're like, you can have an ad that has a certain result, then you move it into like a winners group and it doesn't have the same result. And you're like, well, that's annoying.
Hmm.
I tested it and now the test is slightly changed. And you can't control everything. So, I'll have like trying to have a number of ads run at the same time. I'll put them in a campaign and have like campaign budget optimization. And then because Facebook doesn't actually know who buys the books, it judges what's the best ad based on conversion and I think cost per click. And that's actually for me, it was giving like 90% of my budget to one ad that actually was just slightly underperforming. So, but because it was almost all the money, it meant if it wasn't just slightly underperforming, it was like more significantly underperforming than it had done in the past. But because it was taking all the money, it meant that nothing else could compensate for it. Whereas, it could have done if it was more even. And so I just turned that off, and then I let it run again and run some more. I turned off the next ad that was like that, and actually now I've got a smaller number running, but they are all better ads, which is an improvement, like a vast improvement. But does feel like I think I could get them better if I put more attention into it. I just don't
Hmm.
have. I have obviously this week I haven't had the time, but I think I need to schedule myself some very specific like go in and review and work on your ads time, and that's all I would need. But again, that's not a strategy that would work. That's not a tactic that would work for you. So your strategy wouldn't be based around ads.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. I want to do more ads, obviously, because ads is the thing that helps like
Hmm.
make you money. Like I know that I'm not one of these people that thinks like that I should be gaining success with literally no attempt at ads whatsoever. I see a lot of people on threads talking about it and wondering
Hmm.
why like they have no sales, and I can't help but think it's probably because they're not putting any money into their marketing. Like I know that that's a thing, and that I'm fine. Like the way that I spend money is definitely slow and steady rather than like
But
going.
also, it's not the only way, right? Like Sasha Black doesn't
No.
spend money on ads.
Yeah.
And I'm just really focused on TikTok. And
Hmm.
I think there are ways of saying, like, there's no world in which I'm going to get good enough at TikTok to make it work. Like, I would just never do that.
Hmm.
So I would rather spend the money and follow the data. And I think this is what we want to spend this year doing is figuring out like what tactics can I do I like, lend themselves to both my style
Yeah.
and like what I'm keen to do, and
Yeah.
how can I build that into a strategy? So I don't
Hmm.
think I am running ads and I'm finding it successful, but I don't think it's something where if you know that it absolutely doesn't align with the way that you think or the way you're going to run things, and in the past I've really struggled with like just turning some stuff on, looking at it quizzically, and then be like, well, I'll turn that off, and not really be able to do anything with it because I just didn't have. I tried different people's like ads courses that didn't seem to align with anything that I could understand. They'd be like, oh, just test some different ads. I was like, but test what about them? Like test them how?
Yeah.
And it's only since like being able to go through the Nicholas Eric process of like he's like do X number of ads, test these number of things with them, test them in this way, set the ad up this way. Like, perfect. That's what works for me. So I do think there's a benefit to kind of thinking and like noticing what aligns with your own personal skills and willingness.
Yeah, I do think I'm hoping that I won't have to rely on ads, because I think that I'm in a genre that is it's probably a little bit easier to go viral, or gain a following, like a bigger following. I think like young adult and fantasy writers have the ability to be more of a social figure, and that benefits. And my dream would be that I would become a social figure, that I would be like, I just feel like I was born to be famous, and we always talk about this. Like, I can't imagine why nobody's following me around with a camera crew and just filming me every day because I'm so funny. I like attention, and I feel like I'd be good at it. And I am hoping that that is what's going to win me all of the money. But I do also want to know, like, I want to try ads and know how they work, how they can work for me, and whether it's like all the time or just campaigns that I run through a year. I want to understand how that works for me. So next month I'm going to try and do some, but my boosted posts and stuff have done well, and they have converted. And it's funny actually, because in the past I have run Facebook ads and done it through the whole system and set up images and call to actions and done multiple versions, and tested to see which ones work best. And it's never really bought me, like, I've never gotten book sales from it, really. I've never noticed an increase in my sales, but I have definitely seen an increase in my sales through boosted posts. And it's probably because I'm doing it's a 99p sale, so it's definitely more interesting to people to see, oh, like a cheap book. Yeah, I'll buy that. So it's been really fun to see, and it's been really nice to see like my book sales have gone up, and I've been ranking because of it. And I've got some KU reads on there that somebody's reading the book at the moment, and every day, like, my figures are going up. It's been really nice. And I haven't put a lot of money in. That's been like 15 quid spread over a week. It's nothing. But it's nice. It is nice to see that if I spend money that way, I'm making money back. Not breaking even, like, it's still a loss, but it's results, and I have not really seen results before. But obviously the more that I get into like the series, and with the last book coming out next month, oh god, like like 20 something days, I can see how it's gonna get better having a full series, and that's really nice. I think this time last year I couldn't really understand how I could ever make ads work or make money from an ad, and now I am starting to see it. I'm starting to get it. It's taking me a long time, but the information is slowly slotting into place. I'm a slow learner. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's true. I think it's just that the learning is hard. Because I think there are things to learn that there's like layers to things you have to learn. So like you think, okay, I'll learn this set of things and I'll understand it, and then it's like, oh no, there's more things to learn. So I think it's just that you can't learn it all quickly. There's no way to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really useful to run ads for me, and to be gathering data. And at the moment I'm running them, not being happy to, but like accepting that I'm making a loss while I'm still testing ads, and the loss is getting less and less. And now I've got a third book out. I think I can probably refine ads enough to at least break even on this. But it does feel like, it's such a slow business that like now I've got 3. Even if I could like get to breaking even on 3, which it's tough to do because the books are just so short. If they were longer, it would actually be much easier. And obviously I've done this to myself, and I couldn't have had 3 books by now if they were longer. So, it's a circuitous argument. Like, there's no way to be further ahead. But like, I can really see how I'm hampered by not having enough books in the series, and I won't have enough books in the series really to like making a good profit until like early next year, to making like a good amount of money and to really be able to test that. And that just feels like, gosh, it's so painfully slow. And it's like, can I really keep running ads you know, not making a profit, and like what's the point of that? But then if I don't, then the books slip in ranking, and then I'm also like losing chance to be keep refining the ads and keep improving them. And I think I can get to a stage where 3 consistently breaks even, so it's just, you know, about doing that. um and yeah, and I think I'm also looking forward to, so I did run ads on my first series and they just didn't convert as well at all. Like in no way came close to breaking even, not making enough sales at all, even with like read through calculations, you know, based on sort of guesswork. Didn't sell enough. And I think it is like the cover and the blurb, because it's such a good reminder of like the ad has got nothing to do with the book. The ad is just the ad, like the ad skill is the ad skill. It's like the packaging is all you need to work on. And so that's inspired me to get this new cover to see, can I get more people to buy book 1? That's all I want to do as my next test. And then if that doesn't convert, then I can think, okay, is it something about the blurb? And then if that converts but it doesn't get read through, then what is it about book 1 or the hook into book 2? And kind of keep working on that, and just feel like, oh, it's nice to have things to be able to like test and measure and know. And definitely previously when I've had fewer books, it's felt like I just couldn't tell what was wrong. Like, is it the book, the cover, are there not enough reviews? Is it the writing? Is it, I don't know. And so now I feel like, even though I'm not suddenly a millionaire, I now feel much more like I am doing things. I am actively doing things that I am learning from. That's what I like, actually. I'm learning at the moment.
Yeah.
I am not just throwing money and then be like, well, now I've got less money now.
Yeah.
I tried. I did something. But I think I think I've really raced into ads in the past. Like I did ads when I had like a book out, just to like, I just want to see how it works. And it was like, I couldn't even figure out how the like Facebook platform works. Like, I don't know what I'm doing at all. But so I think I'm really going to focus in on Facebook ads. Absolutely, like, cannot tolerate the amount of additional work I'd have to do to get Amazon ads right now. And I know, you know, people are like, oh, just put an auto ad on. But it's like, no, doesn't do anything. Like it will serve and get no conversions, and then you've got to like change your bids. And it's like, there's too many layers that I don't know what they are. And I don't have the time or effort or energy to do that right now. So
No.
if I were doing it full time, like that would be my next step, is to try and learn Amazon ads, and it would be useful, I'm sure, and good. I just have an absolute aversion to it at the moment, and as long as I'm learning something, I'll be learning Facebook ads. I'm not sat around doing nothing, but I'm not here for Amazon ads right now.
No, it's also like Amazon ads are just outside of the ballpark of like, we're spending so much time in socials that like it's kind of fun to play around in there. You are interacting every day. You can like go and look at your ads and then look at your posts, and everything's kind of all in the same place, and it feels like, at least like, everything feels more together, and I like that. I like being able to like look at the
integration to it.
stats. Yeah, like being able to look at the stats and not have to go somewhere else. And Amazon is just like, it's not connected to anything.
I look at socials as I would say, you know, a large part of my free time is one of my main hobbies is like being on social media. But like, it means that I am, even when I'm being lazy and just like sitting and scrolling, I am learning things that will help me figure out like what makes someone stop when they're scrolling.
Yes. Oh yes. We've both been
sharing. I just don't do that with Amazon ads.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, why would you? I never look at ads on Amazon. It's terrible. But we've both been sharing videos and stuff with each other on social media, and it's videos and adverts for books that really make both of us stop and say, ooh,
stunning. Yeah.
Oh, like, oh, that video is so nice, or that hook really got me, and I actually stopped scrolling. And we've been sending them back and forth, and it's reignited my desire to really try and make flashy graphics rather than just doing like images and trying to do like vibe pictures and stuff. I really want to get into video and start doing more video graphics. And
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 also like video ads are meant to be much, much
video
cheaper.
ads, yeah.
And that is something I definitely want to do. And it was a big focus of the Nicholas Eric course that I did, was very much like they are cheaper, they convert less well by quite a long margin. But the cost per click is so much lower, it's worth it. And it's a less competitive space. So yeah, I would love to get those working, because also I think both of us quite enjoy making graphics and videos and things like that, and it would be good to kind
Yeah.
of have some to test out. And I still haven't tested any video ads because I just feel like I'm still stuck on that idea of like how to get that emotional resonance in the hooks we talked about last week.
Yeah.
That I want to get. I feel like something's churning in my brain. So I think
Mhm.
often when I get stuck on an idea, like I feel like I've been talking about the same hooks idea ages, of like how do you get a hook for a
Yeah.
non-hooky thing? I know I talk about this a lot, but it feels like something in the back of my brain is working on it,
Mhm.
and I will crack it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep pushing through, because if my brain's coming back to it, that's because there's something there that I'm close to getting. So I'm going to keep persisting with it,
Yeah.
even though I'm sure people are bored of me talking about it.
No, never. I can't wait, because I'm the same. I know, like, if I keep thinking about it, it's because I know
Mhm.
in the back of my mind, it's like I'm calculating. Something's going to be
Mhm.
figured out, and you're just waiting for the click. And I
Yeah.
love that feeling. I love it when that happens. So I can't wait for yours to happen.
Yeah, I mean that's really like the thing that I love most about writing, right? And like writing
Mhm.
mysteries is that like that I'm often like mulling a story over for ages in my head, and like when I make quite a detailed plan before I start writing, maybe not what someone else would call a plan, like it looks almost like a very, very rough draft. And I do that because like I almost want to have the story unfold before me, and then I'll get to the end and I'll be like, and so the draft that I'm planning at the moment, the book 4 that I'm planning at the moment, I just start at the beginning of like, someone's dead. Don't know who it is. I'll figure that out in a minute. And then I'm halfway through the book and I've got no clue who could possibly have killed this person, because she's got no reason anyone would want to kill her. And she was killed and put inside someone else's shop. No reason. I don't know why. And I'm so looking forward to finding out. And I know that I trust my brain to have laid enough threads to, by the time I get to that point, to be like, oh, that's who it was. I
Yeah.
see now why.
I love that, because my
Yeah.
books always have a mystery, and I love getting to the end and be like, oh, this is why they did it. I knew.
Yeah.
Like, I know I
Yeah.
created this character, but I actually, like, it worked out. The story
Yeah.
came together.
And I feel like I am so used to doing that now. Like I know when to stop. So like at the moment I've stopped about halfway through the plan, because I think that my brain has not got enough things whirring to figure out
Mhm.
the ending. And I feel the same way about these hooks. Like my brain keeps whirring, and I think I'm not making any progress right now because my brain knows like you need to get more things, that you're missing some pieces that need to come in together.
Mhm.
But I think I'm gonna get it.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I feel like we're
At
both
some
gonna
point.
get stuff.
Hmm.
I feel like this year, when I was on the train coming home, which took me 5 trains actually, because the trains were horrendous. So on my 5 train journey home, absolutely ridiculous. I kind of I had an epiphany where I was just constantly thinking,
Epiphany.
epiphany. I was just, my brain was whirring because I was trying to think about, like the writing business and what I've got to do next, and my to-do list is forever in the back of my mind, and I'm trying to like juggle everything and make sure everything's like moving forwards. And then I had like a moment where everything stopped, and I thought, like, just enjoy this part of the process.
Hmm.
This is just where you are right now. Don't stress. Just keep moving forwards. It's not that big of a deal. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then I just enjoyed the other 4 trains back.
Yeah.
Stop
But
thinking
that's how I
about
had
it.
to
Is
feel
that
this
you?
week about the book Bob thing. Is like
Mm-hmm.
the money is gone. Like, and it's just money. And I have a day job that means I can absorb that cost, and it is of no stress. Like, it'll come out of money I could spend somewhere else, and it'll
Mm-hmm.
come out of money I could have put into savings, and like, but I'm in no existential threat. So it's like, what a delight to be in that
Yeah.
position where like something goes terribly, terribly wrong out of your control, and you can just eat it. You can just absorb it as like, yeah, I want to appreciate that rather than like moan about the thing that happened.
Yeah.
So it's been nice to see that this week. And yeah, to also kind of feel like I could get past it quite quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did have like a day or two where I was just like really felt like emotionally affected by it. And then after that, I was just mostly frustrated and annoyed by contacting Amazon, which is like an experience everyone has.
Yeah.
So But I did not feel particularly bothered by the thing that happened, which is, yeah, good. And yeah, and I had other positive things to be going on with, and I feel like I'm so like constantly testing out new things. And changing my plan has been really helpful this week, to see like, can I get my plan together much faster? Because normally it would take me like a week or two to put together a plan this much depth, but I can see now, like, being able to dictate it is much better for me, because I can talk to myself and be like, wait, why am I thinking about this? Why am I doing this? Which I don't do in text, because I try and get it down more solidified. But anyway, I've come back to my wins and whinges because I'm so having such a win and whinge week.
Yeah.
But
I
yes, anything else I want to think about with ads on social media? No, I think just that we've sort of touched on this, but I think it is something that I wish someone had said to me earlier, which is about like, there is no right guru. There's no like right person to follow. There's just like, make sure you figure out what works and doesn't work for you, and find the person that is most closely aligned with that. And it's like, I love data, and I wish I had been more out loud about that previously, and someone would have been, oh, go and do Nicholas Eric then, rather than being like, oh, I'll try reading, this person's book, or try this course, and just like hitting stumbling blocks of like, I can't see what they can see, but I can see data. So great.
Yeah, I never knew what the right thing to post on social media was until I realized, like, if I just post what I want, then I'm enjoying it, then that's all that matters. It's funny as
Yeah,
well.
because then the
I've
right people find
noticed,
you.
yeah, like a big thing that I struggled with at the start of the year, or like in years gone by, was feeling like I couldn't repeat myself. I couldn't repeat a post. You do a post and then you move on, you post something different, and then you post something different, and you post something different, and like so on and so forth. And of late, obviously, for the last 4 months, I've just been posting the same things over and over again. Like, I have picked a few core things that seem to do well, and I've just posted those over and over again. My TikTok insights and stuff tell me that I'm constantly just being shown to new people. So
Yeah.
I'm not just reaching the people that already follow me. It's like I'm constantly being sent to people who don't follow me. So I can just repeat, and it's so unstressful. Like, it's just like the easiest thing to do every day. And I'm glad I figured that out. It feels like that's something that I wish I had leaned into. Although I just didn't know it. I didn't know that I could do that. But I'm glad, I'm just glad that I've found a rhythm that works for me, and I'm still enjoying it, which I think is the best part.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that is really key. Is like, find a thing that works for you and that you will continue with. Because I definitely have not continued at all regularly with my own personal TikTok. And it just, I think because what I want to post is not going to like please the algorithm at all. Whereas I find that posting on Instagram and Facebook, I feel more confident of like, the stuff that goes to my followers or to new people, like, it's going to find the right people. It might be a smaller number on there, but there's no chance of me hitting like a big number on TikTok with like stuff that I would want to post. And if I were going to try and drill down to being something like algorithmically successful, it I think it wouldn't teach me things that I want to learn right now, which is more about reaching my audience and getting that emotional feeling, because I think I'd be trying to trick the algorithm,
Yeah.
which is not where I need to be right now.
No, there's no point. You'll never trick the algorithm. You just will never win against the machine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like we have nothing more to say on this. I feel like I've said everything I have.
Yeah.
So I will wrap it up. Next week, we are going to be talking about resources, tips, and tricks. Or why have we picked this topic?
What a good question that I wrote myself, and I realised that I don't know the answer. I think it just feels like ages since we've had a conversation about this. And in the Discord, we quite often share, like, we've got a resources channel, so we'll quite often share things like podcasts to listen to, or course we've seen. But I think we had an episode right back at the beginning that was about like, what are the things that I use regularly, and I think we could do with revisiting that rather than just looking at like new things all the time, and looking at kind of what our processes, what we're regularly using, because I feel like mine's changed in the last maybe over a year since we did that, and yeah, I think it'd be a good chance to kind of catch up and swap some skills and touch base on maybe what else we want to try. as well.
Yeah, I think that's probably more where I'm leaning, because I feel like I haven't changed what I'm using. I probably have drilled down. I probably just used more like the specific things more and have cut off the other stuff that I was trying. But I feel like there's stuff out there that I could be using more of that would help me. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about that and getting stuff for my own list of things to be looking into. It's gonna force me into looking at what I'm using and what I could be using as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
Excellent.
Well, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Don't forget to join us on Discord if you want to join a super cool group of people who talk about everything that we talk about in the podcast, but in far more detail. And it's just fun to have other people chiming in and giving advice and being cool. We also have our Ko-fi, which is in the show notes. And if you would like to donate to us, you can do a one-off payment, or you could pay regularly every month to support the podcast. That would be fantastic. We would only ever use the money to buy things for the podcast, or maybe buy us a coffee when we do our mastermind meetings. But yes, thank you very much. And don't forget to follow us if you're not, and leave a review, because we're kind of looking for reviews for our website. So if you're listening to this and you want to leave us a review, please do so that I can steal it and put it on the website so that people know we're cool as well.
Yes. And I'm also going to put a plug in, because I'm currently adding lots of videos to our YouTube and our TikTok. Do subscribe and watch and like some of them, so that TikTok knows the right people, TikTok and YouTube know the right people to send them to. And yeah, we're Pen to Paycheck authors on everywhere, basically. So follow us there and help us extend our reach to new people who would love the podcast.
Yes. Thank you. And we will talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
You've been listening to Pen to Paycheck Authors.
Stay tuned for our next episode, and don't forget to subscribe to learn how to write your way to financial success.